Hello everyone, it's Keren here from tuppence.co.uk, and thank you very much for joining me for today's project, which is a 2-for-1 today. It's the little gift box here and also the card that goes along with it. Now, I was just going to make the box, but when I started doing my cutting out, I realised that I could get the box and the card out of one piece of A4 paper, which I'd like because I'm a crafter and we all hate waste. So if you stay with me, I will show you how it all went together. This is a square of mint macaron card, which is 7.5 inches, and I'm going to score it at 2.5 inches, and I'm going to turn it and score again at 2.5 inches, and turn it round and score again at 2.5 inches, and turn it round and score it again at 2.5 inches. Now I'm going to turn it so that the corners are sitting in, I'm not sure whether you can see that, let me bring that forward a little bit for you. The corners are sitting in the channel that I marked. So I marked halfway along my board. I marked it at the 6-inch mark with a Sharpie so that I could see where my edges were, and I'm going to score to that corner, and I'm going to score from that mark to that end. Turn it round, and I'm going to do the same in those corners. So that's the scoring done for my wedge box. Now, when I was cutting up my piece of A4 card, I realised that I had enough left over to make a little square 4x4 card, so I just trimmed it down to 8 inches, and I'm going to mark that, score that at the 4-inch mark, and I'm going to put that on one side, and that's going to make a little greeting card later. Now this is going, here's my 3, 2, 1. So my card's all scored up, and I'm just going to put those folds in place. Now these corners are going to fold that way. Okay, so you need to bring them in. And I think this is probably the easiest way of doing it. I'm not sure how well you can see that. Let me do that again for you. So fold and sort of squash. And the last one, fold and squash. And you can go back later with your bone folder and make those nice and sharp. But as you can see, that is how it's going to come together. So to make it close, I'm going to bring my this is my 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'm going to get and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'm just kind of doing it by eye, because this is actually quite forgiving. Because the ribbon will kind of take up all the slack. I'm coming to do this anyway. There we go. So there are my 4 holes that I am eventually going to thread my ribbon through. I'm not going to do that straight away. First of all, I'm going to do the decorating. Now, when the box is made, that is going to be the top, and I've taken this paper which has got balloons on it from the Birthday Bouquet DSP, and I want my balloons to be flying upwards. I don't want my balloons to be flying downwards. So I'm going to make sure that when I put the snail on the back of these, where's the snail gone? In my little wallet here. I want to make sure that I put my balloons going in the right direction, and also that I have my snail the right way also helps. I want to see where the edges of this thing are, so I'm going to fold those out of the way, because otherwise I'm having difficulty in this light distinguishing just where the centre of my square is. There we go. That's one. And that's my second one. 1, 2. And there's number 3. And that's number 4. And that is now going to come together like that. Now that's the basic box, and I can leave it flat in a drawer like this for months if I want to, and just bring it out when it's somebody's birthday and I'm ready to give a present. And when I'm ready to put it all together, I've got a length of ribbon. In this case it's our mint macaron dotted lace ribbon, and I've cut a point at one end, and now I'm just going to thread that through the holes I made. And I've got my embossing tool to help me, just to add as a prodder. And now I'm going to play, and when I was a little girl we used to play a game called In and Out the Dusty Bluebells. I think it's called something like In and Out the Dusty Windows Elsewhere. And basically we used to stand in a ring, and then we'd thread in and out, picking up people as we went, singing a song. And we used to love it. It used to keep us happy for hours, playing something like In and Out the Dusty Bluebells. So I'm playing In and Out the Dusty Bluebells with my ribbon. And the cat is on the table next to me and is found a bit of paper to play with. Okay. So there it is. I'm just going to pull that through. And there, more or less, is my gift box. Now I'm going to tie it off, and I could just tie a knot there, but I'm going to be a little bit fancy, and I'm going to thread one end into the next compartment, cell if you like, and that one into the next one, that way, when I bring that up and tie it, I can get a nice tight bow. And there we go. Let's chop off the extra. And there's my little box. I'm going to be doing some stamping now, so I'm going to be using the Balloon Celebration set, which is a clear polymer set, and I'm going to be using that stamp, and I'm also going to be using the Happy Birthday. Now I've gone ahead and I've mounted up the stamp on my block already, and I'm using mint macaron ink and a scrap of mint macaron card. I'm going to go tone on tone. And I'm going to punch 3 of these to start with. Left myself enough room. Alright, so I'm going to come in with my Balloon Celebration punch, which you can get in the bundle now. Just to make sure I put this in the right way up, and as you can see, there's one balloon punched out, and I'm going to punch 3. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use 3 on the box, but if I don't, I will use them on the card. So you need to do a little bit of planning with this punch, because you're always going to cut out the 2. I've got a scrap of Whisper White, and I've got the Happy Birthday from the same stamp set. I'm just going to ink this up in the mint macaron as well. I'm going to pop that down. Now when you're using photopolymer, you need to have something soft underneath. I've got my my silicone mat, which I find works well. Some people prefer something, you know, a bit more padded, like a Stampin' Pierce mat, and I'm holding it on there for a good while. Count to 10 usually is sufficient, so that the ink has time to transfer, and as you can see, that is beautifully crisp and clear. Right, so now for the little greetings card that comes with my box. Now I've cut myself a square of the same DSP as I used for the gift box, but I'm going to be using the other side, and I've cut it to 3 3/4 of an inch square. So that's going to go on the front of my mint macaron, which was left over from my box. That goes onto the front of my card, just like that. Right, now so here are the 3 balloons. Now I cut these out originally thinking that I decorate up the front of the box with them, but actually when I put them on, I didn't like them. They were too big, so I'm going to put them kind of staggered and offset. So one of them is going to go flat onto the card, so I'll put that on with a bit of snail. I'm going to put that one there at a jaunty angle, and I've got my micron pens here, and let me see what size will I have. This one's quite a fine one, I think. No, get a bit of, yep, that's about the size I want. So I'm going to draw a balloon string on that one, floating through the air. Put that to one side. I'll want that again in a moment. And am I going to put this one flat as well? Yes, I think I'll put that one flat. And just up a little bit. And again, just draw a little string on it. There's no science to this. And my third one I'm going to put up on dimensional. So I'm going to draw my little tie before I put it onto the card. And I've got just one dimensional. And that will go up on the top there. And here's my string coming below it. There we go. Okay. This is a scrap of the ribbon that I used to tie the box together. And I'm just going to trim it down. And I'm just going to flag the ends, just like that. So how long do I want it? So about there. Just going to, I don't know what you call this, flagging it, fishtailing it, whatever you like really. So just so that it's stay like that. Now this I'm going to put down with a bit of fast fuse. And I'm going to put a line of fast fuse along there where I want my ribbon to be. I'm just going to plop that down. Give it a good rub with my finger. And last of all, here's my happy birthday message, which will go on the top of that. And again, I'm going to use dimensionals. Now, I recorded, or thought I recorded, the bit where I showed you how I did this. And in fact, when I came to check, I hadn't actually had the camera turned on. So I do apologise, but really all I did was I cut my strip of paper with my sentiment down. I was going to cut it out with a bitty banner, but it proved to be too big to go in the bitty banner, and basically what I did was I fed that into my hexagon punch to make the little banner ends. But you don't even need to do that. You could just snip in with your scissors. And I don't know whether you can hear that, but that is still the cat. Who is sitting next to me, having a jolly good wash. Sitting on a piece of paper. But, so far she hasn't decided to make a personal appearance, which is kind of good. And there we are. Nice little birthday card to go along with the gift that you're giving. There we are, all finished. A couple of changes of design direction along the way, and remember, there are no mistakes in craft, there are only changes of design direction. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, I would very much like it if you would leave me a comment or give me a thumbs up. And if you want to visit my blog or my Facebook page, then you can find the information below this video. And if you want to get your hands on some of the stuff that I've used to make these projects today, then you can visit my online shop. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope I will see you again soon. Goodbye.